Hey, in this video, I'm going to walk you through part 3 of my personal Google Business Profile checklist. If you haven't checked out part 1 and 2, you can do that here or here. My name is Tim Kallert and I've ranked more than 500 Google Business Profiles in the map pack in the last couple of years. And today I'll share what's working currently with you. Let's get started. Chapter 17, Reviews. Reviews are one of the most important parts of your Google Business Profile. But here's what most people get wrong. They think it's all about the number of reviews. It's not. The number matters, sure, but the review content, the sentiment, and the ratings are all big ranking factors too. And there's one more factor almost nobody talks about, and it might be the reason why a weaker competitor is outranking you right now. It's review recency. If your competitors get reviews more often than you do, Google will favor them. Simple as that. So if you want to stay ahead, you need to get reviews on a regular basis, and not just a big pile of them once. So the next obvious question is, how do you collect reviews? You've got a few options. You can grab the review link from your Google Business Profile dashboard and share it with your customers. You can use the QR code and send it by SMS or email, or hand it over in person. Or you can buy an NFC card that enables the customer to just tap their phone on the card and the review pop-up opens automatically. No typing, no searching. Okay, so now you know how to collect reviews, but how do you actually ask to collect them? The best moment is usually right after the job is done, when satisfaction is at its highest. But don't stop there. You should test other moments too, because sometimes people are more likely to leave a review at a completely different time than you expect. From what I've seen, your chances are highest when people are bored. For example, when they're sitting at a restaurant table and their partner just went to the bathroom and they don't really know what to do, suddenly they have time to scan the QR code on the table and leave a review. Another very impactful way to ask for reviews is in person. But when you ask someone to leave a review, don't just mention it once and hope they remember. Ask them to do it now. For example, hey, before you go, could you quickly leave us a review? It would really help us a lot. Here, I'll show you. You can just tap your phone on this NFC card and it takes 30 seconds. The big benefit here is that you make the next step very clear. You're not just asking them to leave a review at some random point later. No, you're asking them to tap the card right now. That changes the whole situation psychologically. Because now the action is tied to the card. They can't really say,
I'll do it later.
Because later they won't have the card in front of them anymore. The easiest moment to do it is right now. And that small shift can turn a, yeah, I'll do it later, into an actual review. Now, getting reviews is only half the job. The other half is where a lot of business owners quietly damage their own reputation without even realizing it. And here's the problem. If you forget to reply for a while, it gets worse over time. Eventually, you'll need to reply to all your reviews anyway, just to reach a 100% completeness score on your profile. But if you ignore your negative reviews for months, then suddenly reply to them, you might wake up some unhappy customers. They can then edit their review and write something like, oh, so this is how you treat customers, so you let them wait this long. And that's almost impossible to counter while still looking good in public. So the best you can do is to reply to every review right away. With positive reviews, you have more room. You can still answer those from months ago. But it's way better to reply everything immediately anyway, so every reviewer feels appreciated. I mean, they took the time to leave a review for you. The least you can do is take the time to reply to them. Now, what about the reviews you don't deserve, the unfair ones, the fake ones? Can you get rid of those? The answer is sometimes yes. You can report them to Google, and in some cases, Google will remove them. The exact review reporting system changes from time to time, so always check how it works right now. But from my experience, reporting reviews directly on Google Maps can work really well if the review is obviously fake or clearly violates Google's policies. To report a review, click the three dot icon next to the review, then click Report Review. After that, Google will show you a pop-up where you can choose the reason for reporting it. And here's something most people don't know exists. We have a spam fighting community where we crowdsource review reporting. It's basically about reporting each other's reviews. That can actually increase the chance for your review to be taken down. We've seen really great success with it. You basically drop a review link in there and the community members report it for you. There's one rule though. Before you post your own, you have to report a couple of other reviews to keep the machine going. And if you should sign up and try it, please only post fake reviews and reviews that clearly go against Google's guidelines. Please don't post any legitimate reviews just because they're negative. I've added a link to the spam fighting community in the description below. Check it out. And one more warning before we move on, because this can get your profile in serious trouble. Google is very strict about incentives, review gating, and buying reviews, and it doesn't want you to do any of these. Review gating is when you ask people if they liked your service and only send the review request to the ones who say yes. Buying reviews is even worse. When Google figures out you bought positive reviews, they'll suspend parts of your profile, which means they can turn off the post review feature and publicly show that fake reviews were currently removed from this profile. That's certainly not something you want your potential customers to see. The same goes for incentives. Google will ask reviewers if the business they just left a review for incentivized the review. And if people answer yes, that can potentially get your profile in trouble. So, reviews can build your profile up and they can drag it down. So you should handle them the right way. Now, reviews are how people judge you, but the next feature is about how people reach you, and there's a good chance you don't even know it exists. Google lets you add a phone number so people can message you straight from your Google Business profile. That can work through RCS, which stands for Rich Communication Service, which is basically the integrated texting app on your phone, through SMS or through WhatsApp. On mobile, this shows up as a Text Me or WhatsApp Me button. I highly recommend you turn this on because some people will never call you, but they'll happily send a message and this gives them a way in. Alright, that's a quick one, but before we move on, there's something else happening with messaging that you should know about. Google has been quietly testing a feature that could completely change how customers talk to your business. And for a short moment, it was actually live. A little while later, Google pulled it again. So what is it? It's an AI messaging feature for Google Business profiles. And from what we're seeing, it might roll out soon. And here's what it does. Instead of texting you directly, your potential customers get to talk to an AI agent right from your profile. Think of it like a front desk that never sleeps. Someone lands on your profile at 11 AM, asks a question, and gets an answer right away without you lifting a single finger. Now, is this live right now? No. But it was briefly. And maybe by the time you're watching this video, it might be a basic feature of the Google profile. So keep an eye on your profile. If a feature like this shows up for you, you might be one of the early testers. And being early on the Google feature is almost always an advantage because most of your competitors won't even notice it's there. Alright. That's messaging covered. The next one is quick too, but people mess it up in a way that can actually hurt their trust. Social profiles. Add your social profiles to your Google Business profile. It can be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, whatever you actually have. They're just another trust signal on your profile. They're not very prominently placed since you'll find them near the bottom of the profile. But here's the part many people get wrong. Only add profiles that actually exist and belong to you. If you're not on every platform, that's fine. It doesn't matter much. Just add the ones you do have, keep them accurate, and never add anything else. The most important thing is to keep the accuracy of your profile consistent. So far, we covered reviews, messaging, and social profiles. Now, we get to a feature that most business owners use completely wrong. And the reason they use it wrong is a number that surprises almost everyone. Let's talk about Google Business profile posts. They can help you turn more visitors into customers. They're not very prominently placed on your profile, and they're not a ranking factor. But you should still use them because they build trust and show people you're an authority. And here's the mistake though. Most people treat their posts like a social media channel. They post content that's only here to sell, educate, or entertain. I got this completely wrong when I started, and here's why. According to a recent study by SQ Magazine, about 51% of the people who search for a local business online interact with the Google profile. They don't need to be entertained. They don't need to be educated. They need one last push to pick you instead of the guy above or below you. So the best you can do is give them that push. So how do you do that? Well, you can post things that actually persuade people to reach out. Things like these: highlighting a review, showing your star ratings from other platforms, before and after photos, your rewards or badges, or the charity you support, or a friendly team photo from today. All of these can affect how likely someone is to reach out to you. One thing to watch out for: keep your visuals natural and don't upload any stock photos because that can backfire. Imagery with text on it is fine as long as it looks appealing and tells people right away what you want to say. Your posts can look like social media posts. They just shouldn't contain the typical social media content. Alright, you're posting the right things now, but how do you know if any of this is working? This is the final chapter and it shows you a blind spot that may be hiding a big part of your results. I'm talking about the Insights and Performance section. This part of your Google Business profile shows you insight on things like how many website visits you get, how many calls you get, and how many direction requests you get. It also shows you what percentage of people come from desktop, from mobile, from Google Maps, or from local search. And it tells you what people actually search for to find your business. The last part is gold because it gives you a great starting point for your keyword research. But now, here's the thing I promised, the blind spot. It's very important and really underrated. The call volume you see in the performance section is only mobile calls. Google doesn't track a single call that comes from a desktop computer. Why? Because when people find you on a desktop or on a tablet that can't make calls, they see your number. They grab their phone and type it in by hand. Google basically never sees that call, but it still came from your profile. That means your profile is probably generating more calls than Google is showing you. You just can't see them. And the fix is a call tracking app. You basically get a third-party number that forwards your calls to a real number. That way you can track every single call, desktop and mobile, and you can analyze them properly, like I showed you in a previous video. I've added a link to a call tracking app in the description below. Check it out. Alright, that's it. This was part 3 of my Google Business Profile checklist. If you want to learn more about Google Business Profiles and local SEO and how to improve your local marketing, check out the link in the description and download my Local SEO Bible. More than 40,000 people have read it so far, and most of them found it really helpful because I don't leave out any critical information. It's 56 pages full of value and it was just updated for 2026. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.